This is Erodo Jumbo. In this tutorial, we're going to install Moodle Online LMS. So before we begin, quick reminder that every day I host a live stream. You visit ojumbo.com, then you go to the watch menu, live submenu. You can see the current live stream is called Install Moodle Online LMS. You see the channel it's going to be on and the approximate day and time. And the rest of these are the future post-dated topics for future live streams. So what you will see is that at the top of each of those articles, it will tell you the day, the time. It's always going to be Eastern time for the live stream, and then you're free to ask any programming related topics, and the channel where you can click this link and you log in and you'll be able to ask questions or make any requests live during the live stream. If you don't want to do that, you can watch the video, the embedded video below, and I will show you that in a second. Okay, so you can install Moodle two ways. You can install it obviously on the command line. That's what we're going to do today. And you can also use a GUI, a web GUI, for example, like PHP admin, where you could create your database and get ready to, obviously you also need a HTTP server. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So it's a PHP based online learning system. That's what LMS stands for. So you can create, manage, and publish website content. What I do recommend is that if you do have a internet-based website, you should always have a SSL certificate. This is important when you're handling sensitive data such as customer data or payment details. Most people think that the only time you need an SSL certificate is if you're handling payment details, for example, like the credit cards. But it's also, you should also be aware that if you have people's information, even if it's just an email address, you should, people are trusting you, so you should actually take responsibility for the privacy of your customers or visitors. All right, so as I said before, Moodle must be installed on a web server. So you can download it from moodle.org. We'll go there. This is the website here. So as you can see here, it's a community. It's an LMS, that's a learning management system. And you can get it here. You can go, let's go to the about page here. You can see it's an online, making online education accessible. And you can go read about it. It's been around for a while. So it is open source. I'll talk about that later. It also has some plugins or extensions which are for AI. I will show you that when we actually install it. And you see here it says Get Moodle. So this is where to go to. You can get the expert advice. You can also hire someone like me. I know how to install it, and as I'll show you in this tutorial. And of course, you can also go to products here. And there's a cloud version. We're just going to install the regular version that we get. And you notice now the website has changed. Now it says moodle.com. So let's go back. I think it was moodle.org. Yeah, moodle.org here. So we'll go to downloads. And you can see here downloads. You can get the standard Moodle LMS. You can extend it in the plugins. As I said, there's extra activities, blocks, themes, and there's also a mobile version. And of course, the extra help, and you can get for commercial services. So obviously, the latest release. You can also get it via Git, and you can also get development releases. So the version I'm going to get is this one here, 5.0 plus. You see it's open source. It's under the GOP license. As I said, we'll talk about that later when we talk about the software. So that's where you download it. So you do need an HTTP server. So the ones that are supported are usually Nginx and Apache. I'm going to use Apache today. So what you also need PHP, because remember this is PHP based, so you need the extension for whether it's Nginx or Apache or that. And you also need a database. So the three supported databases are MySQL. I am going to split MySQL and MariaDB because although MariaDB is a fork of MySQL, there are a few changes and it looks like it might not be compatible in the future, because I noticed when I was installing some control panels recently that MariaDB now has its own its own extensions for a lot of things. So I'm going to split this up. Right now it's still compatible, so that's why I'm putting it here. So you also need a PHP MySQL extension. You can also use Postgres. I think what I'll do is I'll start using this database as well for some tutorials in the future. But for now, I'm just going to stick to the main one, which would be MariaDB, and it also you can also use MS SQL Server, that's Microsoft, with a compatible extension. Okay, and of course, as I said, if you're going to do it to the UI, you can use phpMyAdmin, but I'm gonna use the command line, and these are the screenshots here. As you can see, we have once it's finally installed, you can see you pick your language, then you can begin the installation process, and then when you're finished, when you finish the installation, you see you get the backend, the admin area, and you can start creating a few things. You can see I created one course. As I said before, the Moodle is licensed under the GNU public license version 3. It's a copyleft license. phpMyAdmin is also GNU public license version 2. That's also copyleft. Apache HTTP server is licensed under the Apache license version 2. That's a permissive license. Nginx licensed under the Nginx license with the 2-clause BSD-like license, which is obviously a permissive license. MySQL, there's a community server that's licensed under the GNU public license version 2. That's copyleft license. I'm actually going to use MariaDB, which is licensed under, because remember it was a fork, so it's going to have the same license, version 2 here, GNU public license. For the client libraries, C, Java, and ODBC, that's the database interface. The IO license under the GNU lesser public license, that's version 2.10 or later. And PHP license under the PHP scripting license, that's a permissive license. And that's it. Oh, is there a video? Oh, this is the video saying, so this is the live. You can watch a live stream live here. So for example, you can just say the GNU lesser public license, and you can see it's actually live right now. Okay, with that out of the way, let's actually gonna minimize this. So I already downloaded Moodle just in case something's wrong with the live stream. I can continue this video because sometimes the network is a little bit slow or something, so I don't want to waste time. So I have it in this folder here, so I'm going to open up the terminal. And let me close this one and come here. Okay, I'm going to make it a bigger so you can see what's going on. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to unzip this. Oh, it's a tar zip, so just tar. Z is to, because it's a zip, X to extract, F is to force. And you see it created a folder here called Moodle. It's not done yet. When it's finished, you will see, you'll be able to see when, yeah, there we go. Now it's done. So we go inside this folder here. You see these are all the files here. So this could be my web directory. You see all the files in here. You see there's AI and all that stuff as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a database. So I'll do it in the command line. Okay. So you see I'm using MariaDB version 10.11.11. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a database. Oops, I spelled that wrong. Database. Okay, so the database has been created. Next, I'm going to create a user. So what I'm going to do is, normally I create a user, but I've done this so many times, so I'm going to take a little shortcut. So I'll say grant all privileges on Moodle. That's a database dot all to Moodle at localhost. Then I say identified by, and I'll give it a password here. So you see, what this does it does two things. Obviously, it grants the privileges to this user, Moodle at localhost, and also creates a password for that user. So, and then obviously it also creates a user. So that's, I skip about 3 steps there. And then of course, we're going to flush privileges, and we can exit. So now we're not quite done yet. So what we need to do is we need to go into this folder. So cd Moodle, and is there an install folder here? Okay, so there's an install folder. So we're going to go into the install folder. Yeah, so this is fine. So we're good here. So what we're going to do now is we don't need this anymore. So I'm going to exit this. We don't need this at all. So this is the folder we're going to open up in the web browser. So I'm going to open up Chromium browser here. Where did it go? Oh, yeah, it opened up in the wrong monitor. So here we go. So what I'm going to do is https it's Moodle, and I'll say advanced allow, because remember this is localhost. Oops, wrong one. Wrong one. Jumbo show .local/Moodle. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so with the language here, you see there's different languages. So let me see how many English. So it has English. So I'm in Soviet Kazakhstan, so I'm going to pick that. Hit next. And you see the web address. This is fine because I'm installing this in a web folder. Obviously, if this was the web root, I wouldn't need this here, but I'm just installing it. This is just for purposes of this live stream. And the folder is fine. Everything is fine. So you see what it does here. If you look at this data directory, so it's actually going to put the data directory outside the web root. So I click next here. Now let me see if that. So you see this is the. Remember, this is a web root, Moodle, right? So it put it outside here. You see it created this one, Moodle data. So this is outside the web root. Okay, so, and then for the database here, you see I can use MySQL, the native one, which will be the MySQL improved, that PHP. There's Aurora, there's MariaDB. So I'm going to pick MariaDB here. There's Postgre and SQL, or is a SQL Server, that's for Microsoft. So I'm going to pick MariaDB, hit next. And here it's going to ask me for the database information. Obviously, remember I created the database, I called it Moodle. And I believe that was the same thing for the user. And the specific user created, and the database port, I'll just leave this as default. Come on, next. Okay, so it's installing. Okay, so it's telling me that the license is, you see here, it's a GNU public license version 3. I already went over this. And have you read these conditions and understood them? Yes, so basically, Actually, Moodle, this is what it stands for: Modular Object-Oriented Dynamic Learning Environment. Wow, that's a pretty long name. You see, as I said, it's been around for 1999 by Martin Douglas-Mas. And you can see, obviously, the Moodle license page for more information. But as I said, I'll make a specific tutorial about licenses. It's upcoming. I'm still working on it. So I do confirm. Okay, so we come here and you can see that it's Moodle 5.0 plus. That was this build was from 2025 or 5.16. So that's pretty recent at the time of this recording. And you can see that I have all the everything that it needs here, Unicode. I don't really care about that. I'm always UTF-8 because I'm on Linux or Unix type system. You see the database, it's MariaDB. That's the one I have, 10.11.11. And it says here, you see the version that's required is 10.11.0, but I have 10.11.11. And the PHP version, it requires 8.2, but I'm running 8.4, so mine is a later version, so that's fine. And you see all this, I don't have this pair Unicode. As I said, I don't really care about that because I use UTF-8. And you see the PHP extensions, iConvert or iConf, MB string, curl. I have all this installed. Some of them I don't have installed. For example, I don't have the C type. I believe I don't have the zip. I can show you how to install those. Must be installed and enabled. I don't know what that means. Does it mean it is? Let me actually check to see if I'm pretty sure I have PHP DB installed. Otherwise, it would should be installed. Okay, so I guess when it says should be installed, that means it's not installed. So I don't have this one, but this is good enough. So I'll just continue. I just need to meet the minimum requirements. This is just for the tutorial. Obviously, if it was on a server, I would install probably all those PHP extensions. And you can see here it is running. It is installing. So one of the reasons it's a little bit slow is because I still have a mechanical hard drive, which I do test. So my thinking is that if I install something on a mechanical hard drive locally, that's the way that it will run slow. So if I'm able to speed it up, that means that when I go onto a server, it will be fast, because on the server, obviously it won't be just one person, me. It will be a lot of people. So that's one of the reasons I keep around the mechanical disk. And you can see, so it has been installed. It took 31 seconds. And you see what it did here. It did this AI placement, course assist, AI placement editor, AI provider, Azure AI. I don't know if that has something to do with Microsoft. And then you see an AI provider, Alma, OpenAI. There's an antivirus. I don't know why it needs this, because I guess to send out emails. Okay, that's not bad. Availability date, group date. You see all this. I'm just going to go a little faster. And you can see all this forum, lesson, what else? Wiki. I said I'm going this really fast. There's a lot of them here. You see. So let's continue here. Web authentication. You see it's continuing here. It should take me to a screen where it will ask me for a few things, I hope. Yeah, so let's go going. Oh, here we go. So I'm going to leave this as admin. It wants me to create a password for the admin. So it says the password must be at least 8 characters, at least 1 digit, 1 lowercase. That's no problem. And then it says I need to have a special character. So let's see what I can come up with here. Okay. And then the first name, I'll just leave it. Okay, so here I'll put my name here. Oh, wrong place, sorry. And I'll use the one yamboshow.local. Okay, I'm not going to fit any of this stuff in. Time zone is set to London, so I'll change this. So see if I can find. Usually it's America, I think. I'll pick Toronto here. A description, I'll say Jumbo. It's a Jumbo show courses. HTML format. Additional names, let's see what's here. Say, yeah, I'm not going to bother with that. What's the optional? Yeah, I'm not going to bother with that as well. But obviously, you can fill that stuff in. And there's a help here as well, if you want to, if you don't understand any of these. Okay, here we go. The site name, I'll just call this Ojambo Show Courses. Okay, single, it says site name, short name for a single word. Okay, that would be simple. I'll just say Ojambo Show. Okay, then it says the site home summary. Okay, so this is a live stream tutorial on Moodle. Oh, come on. On Moodle LMS for my courses. Okay, and the settings here, why is it set to London? Jeez. So where's Toronto here? Okay, and it says, so people can self-register here. It says if an authentication plugin such as email self is selected, this enables potential users to register themselves and create accounts. So for now, obviously, you can change it to email based or just keep it there as disabled for now, but you can change it later, of course. And I'll hit save. Oh, I didn't put an email address. For example, let's click on the help here. You can see the help. It goes to documentation, service support, contact site, and you see the version again. So here I'll put in that same email address we used before. Okay, so you see what happened here. It took me right inside the admin area, and you got this part here where it says expand to explore. So let's do that. And I'm going to say got it. So you can see here there's really nothing now because there's literally nothing. There's no courses or anything. So this is the calendar. Such a pretty nice looking calendar. You can also go to the full calendar, and this is really, really nice actually. Reminds me of what's the name of that Nextcloud type thing. It's pretty, really nice. I like this. So, and under here, under the events key, you see you can hide site events, category events, course events, group events, user events, and hide other. So before we create any courses, let's go to the site administration. So as you can see here, you have the license settings, the language settings. You can change all these things, payment accounts. So obviously, like if this was a course, you would set up payments so people can pay to take a course. So for example, if you go to payments account, you can see here payments account. You can create a payment and set it up here, and you can enable it. And you go to users. Obviously, there's nothing right now, but you see you can create accounts, bulk create accounts, set the privacy and site administrators, courses. I said we'll come back to this in a second. And you have grades, and set all this up, scales, letters, and plugins. So as you can see here, the plugins that we have enabled right now is, for example, file submissions, feedback plugins, annotate, PDF, offline grading worksheet. So you have exams here, text media area, workshop, file folder. Let's click on file, for example. You can see what it's going to do here. It does it by the iframe. Go to appearance, You have logos, so let's click on logos here. So you can obviously you can change your own, you can put your own logo here. You can see up here in the 5 icon, it's using the Moodle 5 icon, but obviously you can change that yourself. You can simply drag them here. Then there's a compact version. Oh yeah, 5 icon is here. Sorry, sorry, this is logo. Sorry about that. And then that's how you change that. Let's go to server. Under server, you can see the system paths, PHP, maintenance mode, cleanup environment, the auth2 services. XF, remember it asked me to install the XF. XF is usually for when you upload images, it will tell you what type, like what type it is, if it's a JPEG, etc. Even get some information like the file size and all that as well. You have tasks, email, web services, set all this up. So there's a lot of stuff you can do here. Then there's reports. As you can see here, this system, live logs, etc., the antivirus, custom reports, and obviously there's development, so you can make your own, for example, PHP units, make a test course. Obviously, there's nothing here now, so this doesn't make any sense. So, with that out of the way, let's go to courses here, and you can see you can manage, add a category. So let's actually go and create a category first. So let's call this one, I'll call it PHP. Category number, do I need this? I don't think I need this. I think it will create one for me. So this is required. So I'll just say PHP courses. Obviously, you will create your own, I'm just making this as small as possible. So now I do have, but there's no course. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a course here. So I'll just say learning PHP. And I'll call this one PHP. Yeah, I'll call it learn PHP for beginners. PHP beginner. Okay. And then obviously you see it already has a course category, so I don't have to create one. It's already there. Course ID, I'll just call it learning PHP. Okay, so the course summary here, I'm actually going to cheat a little bit, and I'll go to jumboshop.com. I'm gonna grab the PHP course here. Just gonna grab some of this stuff. I'll paste it here. It's asking for an image. You can just drag and drop. So I'm gonna see if that works. So I'm going to grab an image here. I'll go to my, I forget where my photos, design. I'm just going to use an advertisement. See, learning PHP. See, PHP. Yeah. Make sure I don't do anything too stupid here. Yeah, okay, I got one here. So I'm just going to drag this here. So that worked. I was able to drag and drop. Weird thing, it doesn't do a preview. Oh, I think it's because it's a WebP. Oh yeah, WebP. It does. Okay, so it does take WebP, so I can't do a AVF. So this is a WebP file. So that's fine. And then here it says course format. You can format up to 4 sections. I'm not gonna do that on this one. And then it says appearance, first language. So obviously it's going to be English. So I'm not going to bother with that. And you can have show grade book for students, and all this is fine. And then you can have file uploads. You see the site limit right now it's a gig, but obviously I can change that to less. And then there's completion tracking. You can set that up what you want. And then there's groups. Right now there's no groups. And of course, you can make tags as well. I'm not going to set that up. So I'm going to hit save. Actually, save and return. So it has, you see, now I do have a course here. It's called Learning PHP. So this should also be in the front end. So if we go back to the dashboard, we can also put the event for when the course is going to be. So let's say, so today is the 26th of May. So let me go to June here, and I'm going to, I'll click new event, and I'll say PHP course sign up. So I'll start on June 1st, 2025. Let's say it's for the course. There we go, PHP. And does that show more? So I guess I can put other stuff here. I can say sign up for beginner PHP course, and it's without a duration, or I can put until. So I'm just going to leave without a duration. And actually, you know what? I think I should. Well, that's up to you. So you can set it to whatever you want. I'll just hit save, and you can see here now it's also on the it's on the event. Now, because I'm logged in, I'm going to grab this URL, and I'm going to open up in incognito mode so you can see what it looks like on the front. You see, this is the front of the site. It says here available courses. It's Learning PHP, and the teacher is Erodo Jambo. And so if I click on this course, I have to log in. So obviously I'm not. I have to log in or access as a guest. I wonder if I can access as a guest. Okay, I guess I can't. Can I? Okay, so there we go. So I need to log in. So that's what the front looks like. Obviously, you can make more courses. And remember, when I set up the calendar, I didn't put it up. You need to. Oh yeah, dashboard. So this is the front. Oh, sorry, I'm a little bit confused. So if I logged in as a guest, I'm still in incognito mode. So you see here, this is May. So if I go to June, because remember I think I put, no, I'm confused here. Yeah, June. So it's not showing up here because when I created that event, I didn't let it. It wasn't visible to everybody. It was just added. But you can see here. You can also use this to see what's going on for the dashboard guest. If we go back here, okay? I'm no longer in incognito mode. So if I click this event, let me see if I can edit this event. And the type of event is for the course. I'll set it for the site. So I'm going to set it for the site, and I believe now it should show up. Oh, that's weird. It's still not showing up here for the site. I don't know why. But yeah, so that's how you can modify all these events. And well, I think I did it for course, so that's fine. And obviously, the user, that's for a specific user, and you can set categories, courses, etc. So let me save this. All right. Now, if we go back to site administration, you see there's some AI stuff. It says AI providers and AI placements. So let's go to AI providers. Right now, there's none. So obviously, you can just create. You can create an advisor. You see the default is this Zure API, or you can use Alma or OpenAI. And then obviously, you need to. I think all of this you need to. Yeah, you need to put in some instance and the endpoint, or if I, for example, OpenAI, you definitely have a key. Yeah, so you need to put the keys and stuff in here. So that one, obviously, I'm not going to put my credentials for any of these providers here, but that's, for example, if I use the Alma one, this one's you can be. You see, it says localhost, name of an instance. If I start this up, I could actually connect to it here and hit create. And what else is here? So there's a lot you can do here. we haven't even touched just the beginning of this. There's so much more we can do. So it's been almost 35 minutes. So I think what I'll do right now is I'll just log out. You see there's an edit mode, and I disabled it, so you can just go log out here, and you can see this. Let's go to preferences. You see preferences. I can edit my profile. There's roles and there's blogs. I said I didn't even touch the surface of this. This is just to get you started quickly. So what I'll do is I'll log out, and I'll close this one, and we go back to the article so we can finish up here. Quick reminder that every day I do host a live stream. So what you do is you visit ojambo.com, you go to watch menu, live sub menu, then you can see the current live stream, the channel it's on, and date and time, and the post dated future topics for future live streams. Be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. And if you enjoyed this, consider supporting me. You can purchase one of my WordPress plugins at ojambo.com. You can enroll in my programming courses at ojamboshop.com. You can buy my programming books on Amazon, search for Edward Ojambo, links in the description. And you can also hire me for your programming and app development needs at ojamboservices.com. You can also become a donor at ojambo.com/donate, and the donate button is up here. So with that out of the way, I'm checking the chat. There's no chat request. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this.